Hello, ladies. Wow. Wow. Yowza. This live stream is brought to you by So Real and my new favorite drink. Well, actually, it's not new. It's that I've been drinking, but I've only been getting it at the gas station or something like that whenever I'm traveling. But now I buy it for home, and it is Lipton Georgiana style iced tea peach. Very good. Comes in a pack of 12. It's 100 calories. Very good. Very good. Oh God. Love it. I just love it. Oh God, these X-bots are sore. These X-bots are sore. Especially, especially certain three individuals that we know the names. Um, so there's really no point in saying them. All three racist. Certain ones more than others, or some may be more or less defensive of racism within their back patters. Gotta be in denial. They'll literally watch. They'll literally watch. Let's say a video of Karens or other YouTubers point out people that's being racism or being racist and pointing out things that they are saying these people are saying, or mocking these people for saying this and say it's racism. But yet these backpatters are so much in denial, or so necessary to need their console to be validated. They cannot handle to lose one of their supporters, because that'd be one less, or even most likely one completely gone that the only backpats for them. So I love it. I love it. And I love how the simple facts that um, the amongst this release of this game or review of the release of this game, um, they going these three individuals are subbed to uh, that other YouTuber. Hey, it's Alex. That Alex guy. They're sub to him. And why they're sub to him? If they've made videos, they've talked, said he's wrong about shit, why are they sub to him? Oh yeah, they're sub to him to watch the content that he makes negative towards PlayStation fanboys. That's all. That's a-okay, and the stuff that he makes towards PlayStation fanboys, they believe it's absolutely the truth, and they get off of him making videos. And I do admit he makes more videos now on PlayStation fanboys as everybody else in the same circle does, making more videos. But there's a specific reason for that. PlayStation fanboys are in the relevance stage where they can overblow things, over exaggerate things, and make more of a fool of themselves. Which Xbox is in a state where they hit rock bottom, and you hear the same stale bullshit from them. And the only bitterness that you get from them is this, like I said, the same bullshit. Now, you can look at it could be a bad thing, more so than on Sony's side than or than the Xbox, but actually relevance, it's more bad on Xbox side because of, for simple the facts of relevance. To this day, the whole generation of last generation to this generation, the only thing you constantly hear, Game Pass, Game Pass, Game Pass. And then you hear how much Game Pass is succeeding, but yeah, you hear Microsoft downplaying Game Pass to help them acquire or help the deal go through with Activision. You also hear how bad they are losing on consoles, on how much they are losing on consoles, which that's all. That's apparent. That's all. That was every bit of the case for the first Xbox, the 360, and it's somewhat that case for the PlayStation as well. But still, there is no doubt. There's no doubt, and I know it's true. Those in Pacific individuals were downplaying the upcoming release of God of War Ragnarok. They said they was already both stating that it was going to be favoritism, that he was going to get a good score, and they was already planting the seeds. Oh, and I love how backwards these motherfuckers come off. You like I said, they said this shit. They said, oh, favoritism and stuff like that. And I made a video clip, even of that individual saying, "Oh, I wish Sony would die off." A certain Hebot would say Sony would die off, but yet then contradicting himself with his other, which even if it's someone else saying it, if it's one of his boys are saying, which even he said before too, that Sony has contributed to nothing to gaming. But now, not too long ago, or just recently, I heard one of them say Sony is a part of gaming, has been a part of history of gaming. See, they flip flop. They flip flop. You don't flip. You don't see me flip flopping on anything. And I love. There's also the simple fact that, like I said, um, I also heard one of them in a live stream saying, bringing up, everybody's calling me racist. Everybody's saying I'm racist. And I ain't racist. I ain't racist. I follow Japanese culture. I follow Japanese culture, and so I'm not racist. But the shit you say is absolutely what a racist would say. And someone's video right now that they're more likely going to be watching to take pleasure in it. They're going to be watching, oh no, it's Alex. Newest video talking about PlayStation fanboys getting mad over one review being a 6 out of 10, which is still better than any Xbox game review from an individual score, let alone we broke 80. We broke 89. We're now got a game in the 90s. And we know that they're going to watch, oh no, it's Alex, take pleasure in him crushing the PlayStation fanboys. And in this video, he's pointing out certain individuals' tweets that are saying certain stuff that could, that is racism towards a certain group. A race that is not considered, that is actual factual being racist, and those things are being tweeted, those things are being said in those tweets are mirrored after the same stuff of this Iraq says. Towards, and here's the thing, what makes it more racist is how petty these, or what influences these words, and how trivial these words are according to what you're upset about, what motivates your emotions to say these things, is about gaming and about a review score of a game. And that's what was said according to these reviews from these people that was upset and butthurt over the review. Now, what does He Rock get emotional about? Oh yeah, his preferred platform not being the superior preferred platform. And what would prove it's not the preferred or superior or the most popular platform is the simple facts that is going in now from the last generation to this generation to the point where they're already confirmed. They already confirmed a Pro Xbox Series X, and there's already confirmed a PlayStation 5 Pro, and they and now this console, this generation, is still being sold on. After now, they're already in works of a new generation console. They've even talked about the next console, and this generation console is still being sold on backwards compatibility, not games that are today. This console is not being sold and marketed and being enjoyed for games of today unless it's third-party content, and only thing else is third past the third generation. The only thing else that's enjoyed is third-party previous generations, because first-party previous generations was not enjoyable enough. So how pathetic is that? That you can't even say that you're being sold on a console. You're literally being sold on a console for backwards compatibility through the console itself, and you're being sold on that console for the fact of a library, a digital library of an online service of backwards compatibility, with majority of the content being third-party previous generation titles and a little bit of a sprinkle of new indie games from today, and first-party studios, this day one release that ain't worth shit to look forward to anyways. Oh my god. Now, like I said, I'm a man of my word. I actually had a notion to go back to Xbox. I had the notion to get an Xbox Series S. Series S. No, Series X, excuse me. I would never get the S. But I wanted to wait. To see the improvements of the games. And of course, as we know, the games hasn't improved. The only thing Microsoft is doing is buying studios that's already has established IPs, because they are incompetent of creating a studio or building a studio to create a new IP. They don't have the confidence in it, so they have to buy an established already company with already a foundation of well-known, successful IPs. And here's the thing: it's shit that was already going to be on your plate. I'm not going to buy an Xbox Series X to look for improvement, to look for games better than Crackdown 3, better than State of Decay 2, or better than Quantum Break, and and get nothing but shit that was already going to be put on my plate. That was already well established. Fucking that highly anticipated what's that? What's that sci-fi um, game RPG where you whatever Starfield? No, whatever. I can't remember whatever. That shows how irrelevant that game is now. I can't even think of the goddamn name of it. It's not even be talked about anymore. It's supposed to be close. I think it's supposed to be close to being released, and no one's talking about it anymore. It's done died out. The last premiere of it has killed any anticipation. And no, it ain't Star Fox. Yeah, Star. Well, either way, what the fuck? See, I can't even think of the goddamn. It was a lot. Like I said, it was going to be on their plate anyways. Matter of fact, the very first commercial talk about it, it was already saying it was going to be PlayStation 5 and Xbox Series X multiplat. Now, of course, when Xbox bought Bethesda, they said they killed that off and said it was only going to be on Xbox. And how does that improve the situation? Tell me, how does that improve the situation? Bethesda was going to make the game for both consoles, PlayStation 5 and Series X. So there it is. The Series X version is right there on the plate. Now they removed this one. How does this them buying Bethesda improve this situation over here? I see how this improves this one, takes it away. But how does that improve this situation? How does it? I don't see how that improves. I want to see something there that wasn't known to going to be there. I want to see something new. And back to that shit. And like I said, he said, I ain't racist, and shit like that. And he's gonna go. Like I said, he's gonna go to watch that video. He's gonna agree to everything that person, Alex. Oh no, it's Alex saying about these PlayStation fanboys. Oh yeah, they're being racist. They're being racist. I can say I can be upset. This is literally what. This is literally also what he said. He was being upset. He was being upset with the Japanese. He says he follows their culture. People that follows their people's a certain region's culture has respect for their culture. That has an interest with their culture, an understanding of their culture. I mean, not agree with everything that they do. But here's the thing. Here's the thing that he doesn't have agree. Guess what? What topic E-Rock has? Guess what topic within the whole Japanese Eastern culture? Guess what? Guess what? He has an issue with. He brung up in a live stream. About the Japanese being against the original Xbox and being against the 360 even though the 360 was proven to try to lure. Its design was they tried to make, they he says Japanese, which is true, but so what? So what? He says the Japanese were in the wrong for preferring to have a console that meets or fits or is similar to what their furnishings in their house or their room or whatever. He specifically racist was going racist on them, bringing up that every Japanese, or especially that the single men are living in one room apartments. That this and they had to have small shit. And if they say they were, so what? So what if they prefer to have a sleek, more uh, oh my god. The dude is pathetic. So, you telling me if you had a certain brand of TV, that you preferred so much, let's say Magnavox. You don't see Magnavoxes anymore. You love Magnavox. And the last TV that came out was one of them big, thick TVs. You would probably be that delusional and denial. You wouldn't go with these new 4K thin TVs and stuff like that. You're that obsessed of being defensive of you can having it yourself ain't good enough. Having it actually be popular in the Western region ain't good enough. You gotta spill hatred and animosity towards an eastern area because they would prefer to have a more modern technology that takes up less space. You're racist. Face it. You're so much need your shit validated. You're pathetic. But we all can't be winners in life, and trust me, the fact that I can turn my PlayStation on and play a game, whether it receives a 67 Metacritic review or it receives a 99 or a perfect 100 Metacritic review, I'm happy to play it. And no one's negativity, or especially no one's positivity towards it is not going to make additional pat on my back for buying it and playing it, enjoying it for myself, like you losers need to do for each other. Hey, I just bought the new Scorned, and I'm playing it. Good for you, motherfucker. Good for you. Are you going to beat it? No. And I tell you what, like I said, I'm a man of my truth. And what I was going to say, I was actually considering. I was actually considering. That was one of the titles, Scorn. That one with the weird tunnels that look like they're made of body pieces and rib cages or like your human ribs breathing and shit and all that. I was actually interested in that title. I was actually interested in that title, Scorned. I was actually interested. That was actually the game that if I would have bought a Series X, that I was going to say, I'm definitely going to buy this title. I'm definitely going to play this title. Now, would I have been disappointed with it? Absolutely. It's a puzzle game. I loved also too how none of the Xbox fanboys did any kind of research on the game. Oh yeah, because there was nothing given about the game. There was barely any gameplay showed just before it fucking released. There was nothing talking about it. It was just showing clips of pictures of the and 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 now after the game comes out, you find out that the game is nothing but puzzle solving, and with a little bit of first-person shooter, around about 15% of first-person shooter right at the end of the game, which is a real brain-numbing first-person shooter where you just run around something and shoot a gun that's like a shotgun at this big thing that's chasing you, which is very easy to get away. You just run a little bit from the thing around this thing, fire, 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 run while you're reloading, fire, 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 run while you're reloading, fire, 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 fire until it dies. You see what titles you get, what games you get over on Xbox, that I can totally dismantle it and make it look so. And it's not me pushing it or saying untrue things about it to make it look bad or make it sound bad. I'm saying exactly what the game is. Can you say how you Xbox fanboys? Can you say something about Ragnarok and sit there and say it as a trailer of the gameplay or scenes of it playing out and try to make it sound bad and try to make it look bad? Knowing that, you can't say anything true. It's pathetic. This is completely pathetic. And of course, you are, and a certain individual, one offspring person that I have referred to before. I don't think I've mentioned his name. He's downplaying. He's downplaying the the over 90. They was expecting probably the Three Stooges, and that's me giving the Three Stooges a bad name. That's me referring badly onto the Three Stooges. Me putting that putting their shit onto them. I really shouldn't do that. I have a love for the Three Stooges. I should not put that, so I'm going to withdraw that. These three dipshits has an additional sort of like unlimited and shit like that. This another individual that I've conversed with before. He's blocked. I think I know he's blocked my main channel, but he had but I he he all of them were expecting an 89, at least an 89. So he's up in his feelings over it being a 90 and above. He is really up in his feelings, especially after the failure and the total letdown of Scorn. And like also I forgot to say, they no one knew anything about the game until it came out, until you see it was a fucking puzzle solver with a 15% first person shooter sprinkled in, which was a numbing experience. No one, and now then all of a sudden they all did the digging. They looked up the creator's name. They looked up the employees. They looked up how many employees was on the game. And then the excuses started flying. We didn't really expect that much from this game. We wasn't really expect, even though you hear, oh, Scorn, before it came out, Scorn, this game looks wow, this game looks hideous, this looks like it's going to be the Xbox pusher. And they were saying this. There's no doubt, there's no way they was not saying this. They was all Scorn, yeah, it's gonna be great. This is gonna be a wild shooter. And now after the game came out, it's a studio of only 5 people. It's a studio of only 5 people, or 5 or 6 or 7 people. Not very many makers. It's an indie. It's basically an indie. But there was basically you was saying none of this shit. You didn't care to look up none of this shit before it came out, and it's even depressing for an indie. Yes, the visual, the art, it's impressing. It looks cool. If it had an awesome story and a first-person shooter campaign where you're like maybe a human that got abducted, with something similar like Prey. Remember that old Prey game where you was an Indian, you got taken in by space and stuff like that. I love that game. But with like with an edgy story of this ship, and this ship is capturing humans, changing their body to merge with the ship, so the ship uses you to repair itself or uses you for fuel to fucking to continue to go places to take other life from other planets. See, I'm coming up with a story right now. I'm coming up with a better um, premise for the game than the game makers itself. And you get captured, and you had something different about you where you had you have a disease or a cancer that the ship rejected you, and somehow you came to, and now you're inside the ship, and you're going, and you're a shooter. You got your gun, and you're these alien guns, and the shit you're fighting off the ship and what shit it throws at you, and you're trying to save humanity. You're trying to see. I'm thinking of this shit on the spot, on the spot, and it's better than what they got. It's better what they got. And see, that's what I was hoping what it was going to be. I was hoping it was going to be this awesome first-person shooter in amongst this gross, unique. Even I'm trying to give it its props because I'm a real individual. I'm trying to give it its prop. It has a unique outlook. And they could have capitalized on it. They could have made it so much more. Goddamn puzzles. But that's okay. I'm going to be busy playing Ragnarok. Wow, everybody's done. Played Scorn and dropped it. And I'm going to love Ragnarok. I'm not going to get Ragnarok right on release, but I will get it soon afterwards. I'm not going to buy Ragnarok while I'm still playing Days Gone. But it won't be long afterwards. I'll get it. And I am going to get PlayStation VR. I am going to get PlayStation 2 VR. Whether I'm going to get it on launch or not, I'm not sure. I'm going to try to get a pre-order in. It's kind of hard to pre-order shit, and you ain't got no GameStop here. And I'm not going to do no online pre-orders. I'm not going to do that. I like to walk into an establishment, give that establishment my money, and then walk out with a receipt, knowing that, hey, if something happens that I like, if something goes wrong, I can step in someone's face and chew them out. That I can say, I can air my grievances if something goes wrong into someone's face. I can't do that with the online pre-order. I don't like that. I don't like online pre-orders and shit like that. No. Is just so pathetic. And it's basically the same thing too. It's same thing. Him saying I'm not racist, and while saying racist shit, it's absolutely racist. And like I said, the pettiness behind what motivates those things just makes it even more so over the irrelevant things that makes him emotional, that think people's got to like what he likes, or the majority of people's got to like the same to reinforce his feelings about it. You gotta like this because I like it. See this? I like this drink. Now, if you don't like this drink like I like this drink, I don't like you, and I'm going to say bad shit about you. I'm going to refer to you in negative ways because you don't like this drink like me. Fucking pathetic losers. Look, I can drink it. I don't need you to be drinking it as well for me to drink it, for me to enjoy it. I can enjoy it without you enjoying it. I can live my life without you, even not without you even acknowledging that living it, and without you enjoying it with me. Enjoying your life. That's the fucking pathetic reason why you need someone to enjoy. That's the pathetic reason why you need someone to enjoy what you're enjoying, is because you're not truly enjoying it. Your life, that is. That's the truth. Absolutely 100% the fact of the situation. You need someone to enjoy what you're enjoying because you're not enjoying your life. What you claim to be enjoying isn't satisfactory enough for you to where you need someone else to validate your shit, is because you're not enjoying your life. Oh my god. And regarding the PlayStation VR price, when I heard the price, was it a little concerning to me, the price? Yes. The first notion of how much that it was more than a PlayStation 5, how much more it was than the first additional PlayStation. I knew it was going to cost more than the original PlayStation, especially considering the way I bought mine. I bought just the helmet with mine, and I bought the additional stuff separate. And I bought every bit of it used. So yeah, so knowing how much it costs up front. But then I got to thinking, mm, all of its features and all the stuff you get with it. And I'm not saying stuff you get with it like you get a whole bunch of games with it. I'm talking about as much as people had complaints about the PlayStation VR, all the cords that required all the things you needed to hook up, and the camera needing to view your helmet as you had it on, and those move controllers with the balls with the different colors. As much as everybody complained about that, the extra additional price that you get, that you have to, that you have to pay for the PlayStation 2 VR, we got controllers now. We got legit controllers to where it's actually going to be, similar to playing with your gaming controller. You're gonna be able to spin on a dime without having to literally turn, without having to push a button on those things to turn yourself. You're actually going to be able to move an analog stick to turn. You're going to actually have analog sticks to turn and to move forward. And think about what these controllers are going to be able to do. That not only they got all the other buttons, they're going to have triggers. And not only have triggers, they're going to have the same triggers that's on your DualSense controller. They're going to have the feedback, the new technology feedback. It's going to be awesome. It's going to be awesome. And not only that, the headset, like I said, you had to have a camera, and your camera had to see the lights from your headset. That's no more. The headset's going to have 4 cameras that's going to constantly know to keep up with, that map out your place, to know where you could stand, and if you accidentally move anywhere, it will give you warning, and you'll be able to hit a button and leave it where it cuts all those cameras, so you can see where you're at. You can see where the controller's at if you end up putting them down to make maybe scratch your neck or something, and then you can click it right back into the game mode, and you're seeing a game. It's superior in so many different ways. And not only that, the headset's going to have a vibration. It's going to have a vibration of the similar technology of, if you get punched by something in the game, you're going to feel it. That's awesome. And and considering this very well too, that it has new technology, new created technology for it that's not in any other VR. Not even the new technology is not even in the most expensive VR unit for the PC. This is new technology that right now that Sony is only going to have inside their new headset. Something about the eyes, where if let's say I'm focusing on these, I'm looking at these things out that's in a background will defocus and blur, but this will come out so much richer and more in high def looking visuals of what you're focusing on. I'm excited. And I'm going to get it. I'm going to try to get, if I don't get beat out on pre-ordering, if pre-orders don't run out on me, but I'm going to try to get the the version that comes with that new Horizon game. I can't remember the name of it, but again, something we know that, and I look, like I said, contradiction. Let's go back to the contradiction. I didn't have to bring it out during that podcast, that debate podcast, that it was bullshit, that I was just doing just to aggravate, to see if I could get underneath someone's skin, which I successfully did. I love how even one of his boys corrected him, because he knew if he didn't correct him, I would come off right. And it was going to come off as a contradiction, but they were so lucky that I didn't care to bring it up. That, he was saying that I had no right to say shit about Crackdown unless I played Crackdown 1 and 2. He said for me to give a rightful right to have a right to say anything about Crackdown, I had to play the sequels. And then his boy says, well, he said he's played them, and for you to say that, you shouldn't. He's correcting his boy. He's correcting his boy, and then of course you don't. What happened when I brung up I was not saying in spite. I was saying the truth. PlayStation VR library, in its own right, has more titles, more quality titles, better quality titles than Xbox itself. And how Ebot got mad, didn't he? He's like, no, they don't. I wish, sometimes I would say, I wish I would say, how do you know? How do you know? How do you know that they don't? Tell me, what experience do you have of playing any of the PlayStation VR games? Tell me. What experiences do you have that you can name off to tell me that none of their games has more enjoyable, more quality titles that you experienced to where you could say that they don't? I bet you can't even say that you have navigated through the titles in the purchase screen. I bet you, I would literally say that. I said, I bet you have not had even the honor of navigating through the VR game store to see all the titles that's available to purchase, let alone having just experienced playing the games, or even one game to say that they don't. See, I love the irony. I love the irony. He tells me I don't have the experience to say shit about Crackdown, but he can say anything that he definitely doesn't have on VR. They're fucking pathetic losers. That's all they're ever going to be. That's all they're ever going to be. Fucking pathetic losers. Not worth the fucking pocket lint. The lint I have in my fucking pocket. Not worth the fucking lint that that's in the lint catcher in the fucking dryer after I get fucking done with drying my wash. That's all they fucking, they're not even worth fucking that. Continue to yield to my will, you puppets. Now that's so real.